Hello. I was hoping that the Chancellor of the Exchequer might have a nice surprise in his budget for the small businesses of Bristol. Well, he didn't. He just had a surprise for the self-employed. If you're running a small business, it can often seem as though it's just tax, tax, tax. Whereas if you're a big international bank, it's bonus, bonus, bonus. Part of the job of the Metro Mayor is to improve the economy of the area. Well, as Metro Mayor, I wouldn't be able to change the Chancellor's budget, or his mind probably, but I think there is something that I could do to reduce the amount of tax that small businesses have to pay. In 2015, a BBC film crew went to a place called Crickhowell in Wales, and they set up a scheme there to take the small businesses in the high street offshore for tax purposes. Well, if I became Metro Mayor, I'd like to try and set up a Crickhowell type scheme for the small and medium-sized businesses in Bristol. Could this be done? Well, tax experts tell me no, but I'm not sure. After all, if they can do it in Crickhowell, why can't we do it here? And as Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. Be clear here, I'm not talking about doing anything illegal. I'm talking about making the same legal facilities that are available to big companies being available to small companies so that they too can reduce lawfully the amount of tax they pay. Now, is that immoral? Because if we don't pay taxes, there's no money to pay for hospitals and schools and the like, is there? Well, what I'm proposing would be a spit in the ocean compared to what big companies are doing. I mean, take for example Boots, the big high street chemist. Between 2007 and 2014, they managed to avoid, legally of course, paying £1.21 billion in tax. And yet they get 40% of their revenues from the National Health Service. Or look at the big bank, Barclays. In 2009, we found out that their structured capital markets division had made a profit of £1 billion. And they did that by advising big companies on how to reduce their tax bill. Now, if their profit was £1 billion, how much did they charge in fees? And how much tax did they save those big companies that meant they were willing to pay those enormous fees? The amount of money that is being avoided legally or possibly illegally in this country is truly staggering. Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs estimate that it's £10 billion per annum in 2012, but there's a tax expert, Richard Murphy, who campaigns against poverty and all kinds of things. He claims that it's actually 40 billion in tax evasion. So I'm not proposing anything on that scale at all. Does this matter if you're an employee and you don't run a small business? Well, yes it does, because over half the jobs in this country are provided by small businesses. And therefore they need to be able to run efficiently and make a profit. The present system seems to be totally unfair. A billionaire hotel owner, Leona Helmsley, is reputed to have said in America that tax is only for the little people. I think this is completely wrong. I don't see any reason at all why small companies such as an independent tea room in Bath or an independent fish and chip shop on Gloucester Road should pay tax when big corporations do not pay any. For example, the Ritz in London paid no corporation tax for 17 years. Now, I stress, they have told me that they've paid all the taxes they are legally obliged to pay under UK law, and I believe them. I just don't see why they shouldn't pay tax when my local fish and chip shop has to. And this is actually small fry compared to what's going on in the rest of the world. You may have heard of a company called Mossack Fonseca, based in Panama, and there was a huge leak of information from it. Well, I've just read a book about this called The Panama Papers, and in it I discovered that just about everybody and his dog seems to be shifting money around illegally. They hide it either because it's money they obtained illegally or they don't want to pay tax on it. And corrupt politicians and officials, dictators, drug runners, drug dealers, gangsters, all kinds of people are shoveling not just millions of pounds or millions of dollars into these schemes, but hundreds of millions. It's absolutely incredible what is going on. In the book it's described as a fraud against humanity, and you know that is a really good way of describing it. If we could stamp out all this kind of thing and just have a single fair tax system in this country, we wouldn't have austerity. Well, that's my plan for helping small businesses. I hope you like the surprise. I'm not going to surprise you tomorrow. I'm going to talk about providing a passenger service on the Portishead Railway, as it's just been revealed that this is unlikely to happen now that costs have trebled. Well, fortunately, I know a way of doing it for much less money. If you like what you've heard, or even if you don't, please share it. And if you want to comment or make suggestions, bishopstonbarry@uwclub.net. Thank you. Bye.